Buddy, how y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Simon Gabodi, you finally confessed to everything. And baby, you know we were sitting in the cut having a good old kiki. Y'all, what am I talking about? If you guys don't know, um, Portia's terribly rich, moderately middle class, used to be fiance, then it turned into sugar daddy, then it turned into fabulously middle class wealthy husband, then it turned into a saccharine estranged, not even sugar daddy, saccharine NutraSweet estranged husband has been making a lot of news, okay? For one, he was exposed by the federal government for being a scammer. We are talking credit card fraud. We are talking this. We're talking that. Now, true, this happened 30 years ago. Hold on, y'all. Let me just set this up because we got some laughs, right? I do want to say one thing, right? Simon's been complaining about people uh cyberbullying him and trolling him. And that, let me tell y'all, it better not be any of y'all in his comments taking away my late Christmas gift. Why in this world where Diddy is doing the left freak to everybody, the whole world's burning? You see what's going on in the Mid East, and Biden, I don't even, it looks like it's some, we're not going to get into that. My whole point is Simon is the gift that keeps on giving. He is pure comedy. If you don't let that man live his life and provide us comedy, what is wrong with y'all? Making him feel like he can't delight us and light us. Y'all, literally, any gold diggers that are in the Atlanta, Miami, Ohio, Texas, who knows where that Mamalita in that area, it is an all bulletin. What is it? All points bulletin. Baby, Simon is a lick. Simon is a trick. Just listen. I don't know how you gonna get around the tequila breath. Maybe keep offering him gum. Would you like some gum? Would you like some Mentos? Would you like, I don't know, irrigation in that mouth? I don't know how anyone's gonna get around that breath, that belt. Well, it looks like, I mean, I don't know if Simon's on Ozempic, but he looked like he got Ozempic face and body. It is an all points bulletin. Just a word of advice. I have been looking at Simon's pictures on his Instagram because this is pure comedy to me. Don't be a villain in Simon's story. Let him be a clown in ours. I have noticed from Simon's Instagram post, whoever is the gold digger that wants to come out on number one, or maybe if you just want a trick, because we all know from Jessica White, Simon will trick. You must know Photoshop, because I will say one thing. I don't know how Simon's heart feels now that Portia's gone, but I know his pictures are starting to show his real face. And I know Simon, who is, I hear, 65 years old, or somewhere in that time. I don't know. Can somebody show Papa how to use a face app? Maybe Portia was keeping that for himself. She's like, who else is going to make him look like Denzel? Anyway, y'all, let's get into this. Y'all, Simon has finally confessed. He's finally confessed. I didn't know he had it in him. I'm very proud of him for doing so. He has confessed. But before we get into the confession, y'all, right? We have to look at what Simon's been up to, because, baby, I like to laugh. Now, I know this is a very niche thing, but we have to talk about what Simon's been up to, because Simon has been posting up a storm, and I don't know what the problem is. The gig is up, Simon. Everybody knows that your money is funny. People don't consider scamming money real money. You sat up there, and let me just put this in order, right? Simon posted this, and I have to just show you guys really quick, because I feel like we need a few giggles, a few chuckles, a few laughs, if you will. Sorry, guys, hold on. Hold on. So Simon posted this. Let's see. Let's put this up. He posted this lovely thing. Now it says, blessed to be the first in the state of Georgia to own the first ultra luxury vehicle ever sold by Rolls-Royce, right? Now I do want to say one thing. I think it is very endearing the way Simon, he said, blessed to be the first in the state of Georgia to own the first luxury electric vehicle ever built in the world. I guess you can never say, first of all, let me just say this. Why does Simon blatantly lie? We're going to get into his confession in a second, but why does he blatantly lie? Simon, you're not the first person in the state of Georgia to own the Spectra. You are the first person to post about it. You are the first person to know about it, but you are definitely not the first person to actually whatever. But that doesn't even matter, right? It's just the little things in life that get me, right? Again, blessed to be the first in the state of Georgia to own the first luxury electric vehicle ever in the world. Listen, I do want to say something. Simon has never gotten this excited over his kids, over the love of his life, over anything. But I'm glad that he is blessed to be the first. He somehow is attributing this to him being a freedom rider, if you will. Let's see what Simon Luther King is up to. Now, mind you, let's see. This is his life's work. He is blessed. And this is what Simon is going to leave a dent on this earth. That he is the first. Let's put it. This is what they're going to write and say in his obituary. Let's see what this says. Okay.
This baby closes his step.
Y'all, this is a 60. This is somebody's grandpa, somebody's father. People, listen. Let me just tell y'all something about this. First of all, let this man spend his money. At the end of the day, what is Simon trying to prove? Is he trying to prove that he can what? Run another scam, run another con? Sir, you sued the U.S. government because you lied on your immigration application. After getting away from a false identity and a false visa for 30 years, and you could have just called living your life in America with a permanent residency, right? A green card. You decided to go to the government in 2016, apply for actual naturalized citizenship. And then when the government was like, sir, no, we just checked your fingerprints and you're a criminal. As a matter of fact, we might be looking into deportation, but you give us some time. He then went back and sued the government and said, how dare you? Y'all should have never let me lie to you in the first place. And anyway, my application where I lied is confidential. So y'all can't use this to deny, y'all can't use that to deny me citizenship. The U.S. government was like, boy, if you don't get yourself out of here. He then went on to fly for free for almost 3 years on a private plane that he passed off as his own, had his wife on some flights, had his mistress on the other flights, then had the mistress thinking that was his private plane. And in the whole 3 years, according to the lawsuit by NetJets, he paid $25,000 for the whole 3 years. And that's after they cut him off. So you owe over $1 million. And for people aren't even that bold on the bus. I say all this to say, do you really expect great? Somebody in the car dealership is losing their job. Do you really, really, really expect us for 1 second? And I mean 1 second, 1 iota. Do you really expect us to believe that you are in any way going to pay that note? It's not going to get repossessed. I'm just wondering. But you know what? Let's get into Simon's confession, because this is what is getting me. So Simon, I guess he's missing Porsha being gone. He's going out of his way to show that he has a bunch of cars. I mean, I guess, right? And it's electric, and you're the first person. Go, Simon Luther King, freedom fighter, freedom rider. Hold on, y'all. Let's get into this stuff. Let's see. I get in the car. Oh, so here is the funny thing, too. Porsha apparently has been filming. People are saying the reason that Simon has been so quiet is because Bravo has his filming too. Now we're going to have to wait to find out what comes out, this and that. I do think that Bravo messes up every storyline. So they'll probably mess up the storyline too. So then when I was just going through his feed, minding my business, being nosy, and I was like, none of y'all better be bullying him. Let that man flex. This is comedy. Simon then posted this in his house, right? One is the loneliest number because his wife for life, his better half, as soon as she saw that money was gone, she was like, and I'm gone too, you know? So he posted this in his house. And oh God, here it is. Oddly enough, he posted this in his house, which oddly enough, I imagine is being filmed by his housekeeper. You know what? It is irony. Porsha said our housekeeper slash nanny. Because remember when they did a reel where it was like born in the USA because Simon's housekeeper got US citizenship, before actual citizenship before Simon did. I know that got her hurt. I know it. I know the housekeeper is sitting there filming him like, right? I hope this doesn't affect my naturalization. I know this has to hurt, but let's keep going into what Simon, this is before his confession.
This Rolls Royce people love to come bearing gifts.
Now, people are saying the reason he's doing this is because he wants Porsha to come back. I don't think it's because they were so in love. Again, I don't know what happened in the middle of the relationship. I know that when it looked like the money dried up and when things got hard, Porsha got out. I don't blame her. I wouldn't have stayed with Simon. He got too much stuff, in my opinion, going on. However, right? They're saying that he is trying to not only lure Porsha back because he got plans for all the connections he could get from her, right? But they're saying that he is always also trying to lure some young girls. I will say, baby, if you want some quick money and you can stand tequila breath, Simon is a trick. Go for it. I don't understand why half these people are harassing him in his comments. Let this man live and give us comedy. Hold on. So here's Simon, the most excited he's ever been in his life.
Let's see what we got here. I don't want to mess it up. It's like a nice gift.
Now, they give gifts every time you buy a Rolls Royce. So that lets me know that Simon's been buying his Rolls Royce either secondhand, aftermarket, or maybe somebody else has been putting them in his name. Let's keep going. Let's see what's King got. His reason for living.
Ooh. Oh. And it opens from over here. Ooh.
The housekeeper that got
this is pretty heavy.
Oh God, this is so embarrassing.
My own very specially delivered Spectre. Thank you. I love it. I totally love it.
Yes, Simon's life is full of purpose, it's full of meaning, and it's full of real jobs. I will say one thing about this, and I know it's none of my business, but I was minding my business being nosy. I think it's actually really sick and pathetic. And I realize people don't care, but I think it's really sick and pathetic that the mother to Simon's daughter has a GoFundMe because their house burned down. And even though they're living in Airbnbs, she doesn't have enough cash and savings to put down for a new place. And Simon is flexing with new cars. He's flexing with this. Again, he can live his life any way he wants. But that lets you know the character of a man that you ran out to be the first person. First of all, you weren't the first person. Simon's dumb if he believes that. All those millionaires and billionaires in Georgia, but I guess that's what the salesperson told him. And you know Simon, he don't do his research. But how dumb is it that you're flexing this while everybody knows that your baby's mom had to do a GoFundMe and they are housing insecure, not even to mention what's going on with the other kids. Again, it's none of my business, but I find it unseemly when I see people living a more luxurious life than their children. And if you don't believe that the mothers deserve the same luxurious life, then you shouldn't get anybody pregnant because, baby, that's what the Bible says. That's what I was taught. But let's keep going to this confession. Hold on, y'all.
All right.
Hold on.
Simon, this is Kenny.
I thought this was funny because he was in the Rolls Royce thing, and the lady was like, "Oh, Simon, right? This is Kenny." They probably made him come again. Great, Simon. You ran another con. You ran another scam. Congratulations. Listen, clearly they're not on YouTube. He probably called the Rolls Royce Center and say, "Excuse me, do you guys watch YouTube?" Sir, this is Rolls Royce. but does anybody watch YouTube? And they were like, not really. Okay, I'll be there at 12. Anyway, let's keep going.
I'm probably gonna get this baby here. Oh, fantastic.
Look at it. Simon, even when he's not trying to scam, I don't know if that's ever, always sounds like a scam. Who walks into a Rolls Royce dealership, starts filming the car, and then when they're like, hi, sir, can we help you? Oh, yes, I'm probably going to pick up this baby. Baby, it's giving a scam. It's going to scam. It's going to scam. Oh, yes. Like, really? He comes to the door, got a lot of money to spend. If only there was a place to spend it. I will say one thing, whoever sold him that car, thoughts and prayers to your job. I'm just saying, thoughts and prayers to your job. Maybe he will pay it off. But I know NetJet was sitting there watching this like, you know, this mofo's at the Rolls Royce dealership. Everybody in NetJet. What? Legal department is probably circulating around. Do you know this mofo is at the Rolls Royce dealership talking about something's missing? Legal is probably like, yeah. Get the gat. I really honestly want to know, seriously though, how much longer is he going to amuse us in his stories to make us believe his wealth at the end of the day? And that's what I think emboldened him. I think that Simon is living out loud. You know what? Let me get to the confession. Hold on, because he's living out loud these days. Hold on. Let's get to this, okay? Let's see what Simon.
Yeah, let me drop the demo.
Simon, this is Kenny.
Literally, when he said civil rights, the first man in the state of Georgia to own in the good old United States of America, not for long, you better put that Rolls Royce in your pocket, because when them boys come get you, right? When them boys come get you, baby, that's all you are going to be taken. But hold on, let's flip back to the car collection, because Simon's the only one that gets off on that, I guess, right? I don't even want to talk about it, but what is it do you think happened in his childhood? Do you think he was never allowed to ride in a car? Was he always on the bus and people are like, loser, and throwing eggs at him? Like, it's giving 80s movie. It's giving like, were you bullied because you were the only person on the bus? What is his obsession with cars? Listen. Okay, so let's get to Simon's confession, because he is literally taking us on a magic journey of all his cars. He is the first, Simon Luther King, the first man. And what I don't know, right? Why, right? Because here's the thing with Simon, and I get it, he's just talking to slow people. It's just everything sounds like a scam. He had one too many caveats in that video. First man in Georgia, the reality TV star. Listen, wow, Simon. Wow, you were allowed to put money down? Please. Anyway, right? Like, also, Simon, okay, we just found out. Look at this. You were bold enough to scam a free private flight for over 3 years, racking up over $1 million in the bill, not including fees, right? You think that we somehow for 1 second think he's not above defaulting on a car loan? Like, why is he lying unprovoked about obvious verifiable facts? Like, why did you have to make up that you were the first man to own the car? But again, maybe that's what the guy told him, right? So anyway, Simon also wants us to know that he is single and ready to mingle. He was mixing it up in the club in Miami, or no, Atlanta. I don't know which one. I don't know. He was mixing it up at the strip club with a girl that looks like a mixture between Porsha and Fallon, but she looked more like Fallon. She's some type of island and Chinese. She took him out to the club. He wanted to advertise, right? And this is why I guess he's doing Bob Marley and the Wellers, One Love, because now he's trying to scam a Jamaican woman. Listen, mama, we're not going to put you on blast because you are a private individual. All I will say is, I don't even have to say don't get pregnant, because Simon, according to Fallon, his swimmers don't work. Get in and get out. Get that. Make your money, baby. He needs to spend it. He needs arm candy, right? Your kids need to, like, do what you got to do. He said, to those making wellness checks in my DM, I thank you sincerely. Oh, times have changed. How you get them is how you lose them. Anyway, this is him trying to taunt Porsha and make her jealous because he's been saying, because apparently, you all remember, this is how Porsha pushed up on him, hitting him up in the DMs when he was with Fallon. But not only that, he wants her to know that it's the Jamaican girl. I wonder if she knows who the girl is, right? Again, does she know Photoshop? Because Simon's back to looking like his old self. And again, you can find Simon attractive. I don't care. But he is back to looking like his old self. So you need to start saying when people do, when you go into people's DMs on Instagram and there's like a bunch of questions, like automatic questions before you send a message, well, he needs to put in, do you know how to use Facetune? It's called Facetune, not FaceApp. Or is it FaceApp? Which one is it? FaceApp or Facetune? Just put, do you know how to make me look like this? And then put a picture of all the filters Porsha's been putting on you for the last 2 years. I know Porsha is just sitting there saying, no one's ever going to filter you like me. So let's get into Simon's confession, shall we? Because, oh, guys, this is all a 65-year-old man has to offer. He don't even got hard D and bubble gum. He just got bubble gum. Hold on a second. Hold on. So anyway, Simon's showing off his new baby. He don't even show love to his kids. Like, you know what? It's none of my business. But I will say that I don't want to talk about his kids, but no, it's interesting the way that Simon's daughter, the oldest one, doesn't come around. And I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, that Simon's allowed around her. Legally speaking, but we'll get into that later. Let's get into Simon's confession. Anyway, Simon's showing off his car. Oh, this is a funny thing I thought. I just want to read this to you before we get into the confession, right? Simon posted, in his little banner, he has car enthusiasts, right? Car enthusiast is what he has in his banner on Instagram. He wants us to know that I post to share my life journey. Damn it. Hold on. I hate when I'm in the middle of messing up my own reveal. I post to share my life journey. It would either motivate or trigger your insecurities. Either way, I still wish you the best in your life. Who's this for? Is this for the feds? Is this for NetJet? Is this for that $40 million deal that you thought you closed on oil, but they did a background check and they canceled it? Is this for the Ohio State city tax? Is this for Ohio State corporation taxes that you are owing on? Is this for all the businesses in Texas under Simcoe that you had to close? Is this for you owing people money from bad business deals? Again, this is for the immigration department. Is this for NetJet? Who exactly is this? Because I'm confused by what the hater is. I will say this, though. Stay out of Simon's DMs and let this man amuse us. There's too much going on in the world. We need a little bit of comedy. Let that man live. It should either motivate. It motivates me to never date anybody like you and to stay in my age group and to never, ever, ever, ever talk to a married man. Trigger your insecurities. The fact that Simon is sitting there with some cars, talk about it triggers your insecurities, sir. And I do think that Simon at this point is living out loud. I think, and this is just my opinion, I think that Simon kind of always knew he's the emperor that has no clothes. He's always fronting. He's always living outside his means. He's always doing this. Again, I don't consider scamming money real money, because if I can't pass that money down to my kids if I want, it's not real money. It's Play-Doh. We can go buy at the mall. We can go on free fire. But at the end of the day, it's nothing that I can really work with. I can't plan a future with it, right? But, I think that Simon was always afraid that he would be exposed. And I feel like when Porsha divorced him, he was exposed. And I think that he is pleasantly surprised to find out that he still has a bunch of dum-dums in his DMs, comments. Women are still coming around. So imagine how free you feel when you can finally be who you are and people still accept you just the same, And Simon does not mind tricking. So it's a win-win. Okay, we'll get into this confession. Hold on, y'all. So, Simon also wants us to know that he is back at the St. Regis. Y'all, Simon is back at the St. Regis. He is putting an all points bulletin out. Attention to every girl that can be bought in ATL. Baby. And from what I hear, you don't even really have to put that much work in. Just hide the Viagra. I don't know. But he literally is putting an all-point bulletin out. He's letting everybody know, ladies, he is back at the St. Regis. He is single, ready to mingle, living good, doing good. In the meantime, Porsha's on her Instagram posting about God, Jesus. You know how Porsha get whenever. Whenever she break up with someone. That's when she get holy roly, right? He said, happy Wednesday to our community. Black folks, if you're wondering. Okay. Black folks, if you're wondering, with positive, progressive, and well-adjusted mindsets. I see you and I hear you. The scammer sees us and hears us. Everybody, zip your purse up. Put your wallets away. Honestly. Matter of fact, stop reading your phones because people can zoom in and get your credit card numbers. He said golfing and lunching is back in effect. Can't think of a better way to spend my day moving forward. Y'all, now I'm not going to tell y'all to go on Simon's feed, but I just got to tell y'all, Simon spent the last 3 years golfing and lunching. Remember when Simon told us that he was retired a year and a half or 2 years ago when people kept asking what he did and he said he's retiring and then he proceeded to golf and lunch every day of his life? I guess, right? Let's get into Simon's confession. So he's advertising. If you guys know any desperate young ladies that need money, there's a trick advertising in Atlanta. So, Simon is golfing and lunching indefinitely. Again, I still don't see how this is different from anything with Porsha. Hold on, the confession's coming. The confession is coming. Oof. Indefinitely. Wow, Simon. Again, his housekeeper that's U.S. citizenship has probably taken all these pictures. Again, can somebody please get Simon his Photoshop back? I know, but then again, I think the girl that he was in the club with, the one Jamaican and Chinese girl, I think that's actually the girl that's taking pictures. And Simon wants Porsha to know, baby, you ain't the only one that folds for money. I don't know if this young lady does, but Simon just wants us to know. Okay, come on, let's get to this confession because I'm ready to go. Okay, here is Simon's confession. Simon said, a masterclass is coming soon on how to manage cyberbullies. It starts with masterfully delivering a narrative that's contrary to theirs. New post coming. Yeah, this is the whole point of the video. Simon is so dumb. Y'all, Simon just admitted he got on Instagram and let us know a couple of things. One, that, he's so smart. His con worked. And two, he's doing a masterclass that starts with masterfully delivering a narrative that is contrary to theirs. Too bad that everybody associates, even his word choice, everybody associates a narrative with being a false impression. And this fool, after NetJets exposed him, the federal government exposed him, so many people, this fool with no shame got on the internet and said that he is now teaching a master class on how to manipulate. And because a narrative is by proxy, people assume it is something that is not true. It's not real. So he's massively delivering a narrative. He's admitting that all this is BS. It's a story that he's telling. It's a false front he's putting on that's contrary to what the cyberbullies are saying. Is anybody really cyberbullying somebody if they're saying that your portion case, if they're talking about the net jet, I don't know. But Simon literally got on. And not only that, you guys, this is like a con artist being like, nanny, nanny, boo, boo, ha ha. I push back with my own narrative. A narrative is never assumed to be true. It is a story you tell. It's never true. It's a narrative. It's a story. He's now giving master classes for all scammers. So you guys, I think we have Simon's new industry. He is giving a narrative. He's teaching a master class on not only how to scam, but scam successfully. And this is what he is. This is literally like someone being like, haha, got a master class and how to push back on the narrative that I didn't steal your $50. Simon is a fool. Porsha should be embarrassed she ever not let this man touch her, but she should be embarrassed at the level of dumbness that comes out of his mouth and the fact that she was swept up in it, thinking he was going to be the next Black Bill Gates. Y'all, listen, I will say one thing, right? People are saying that clearly Simon has to be filming because he won't stop posting. But every time Simon and Fallon broke up over the years, right? He would go online and make videos. Since he hasn't made one video, he's probably telling the Bravo cameras everything while he's taunting Porsha on Instagram. Now, I do want to say, right? I feel sorry for Porsha. You got this man that's going to be out here, and the Real Housewives in Atlanta, who she allegedly chased Fallon off of it because she wanted Fallon's man, he is now using her own platform. Andy said this is supposed to be her victory month, her own platform. He is doing it, and he is going to play her and have other women around. He is going to do her dirtier than Apollo ever did Phaedra. Y'all, listen, Porsha has responded. She is just posting saying she's healing. She's on her journey. I swear to God, are you watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16? I swear to God, if they let Porsha come in being like, I can't talk about it. I'm too hurt. I'm going on a divorce. It is going to be a mess. But how in God's green earth did Porsha let this idiot run game on her? This is your response to everything that's going on? Class coming soon on how to manage cyberbullies. He's literally saying, haha, it starts by reading the con. He is on the internet bragging about conning everyone masterfully. And not even that, the way his ego skillfully delivering a narrative that's contrary to theirs. Y'all, new post coming. Simon is robbing Peter to pay Paul. Listen, y'all can say what y'all want. Simon is Peter Thomas, Apollo Nita, Cookie Monster, right? And your Paul that don't know how to use all the apps on his new iPhone, all mixed in with like, was there any ever husbands that was a trick? Who? I don't know. Was there any ever house husbands that were openly tricks? I don't know. Licks for the things. Simon is literally every house husband, the worst traits combined. But I will say one thing, y'all. Simon is pure comedy. Simon, so when y'all sent me this literally warmed my heart. Please stay out of Simon's DMs. Please let that man live. Let him floss. Let him spend. Let him taunt Porsha. Let that man live. He's 65. At 65 years old, this is the best you have to offer, the best you can do. Baby, there ain't no hope for the future. Let that man live. But again, before I go, we just had a master class is coming soon on how to manage cyberbullies. It starts with masterfully delivering a narrative. A narrative is never true. It's a narrative. It's literally a manipulation of what actually happened. And he wants us to know he masterfully delivered it. That is contrary to theirs. Y'all, Is this the same narrative he delivered when he was flying in NetJets? Is this the same narrative he delivered when he had his housekeeper or the whatever make that Gumby cake for Porsha and let her know, or that to let her know that house was hers, and by that house he meant the house, the housekeeper? Where is this masterfully delivered narrative, y'all? I cannot. It's the language, it's the mindset. He doesn't even realize he is so far into scammer land. He doesn't even realize. Again, congratulations on Simon. I'm glad he's found his village of idiots that really support him. And at the end of the day, everybody chooses to be happy. I'm glad Simon sees that he doesn't have to hide anymore and just let people know that he is shallow. He is this. And listen, God bless. I will say one thing, right? I will say one thing. Simon don't fear God, because the way things have been going with the Bravo life and with immigration, with tax, with business, I don't know. But the way things have been going, Simon, you know what? Let's just see. Let's just see. Anyway, you guys, listen, a lick, a trick, or whatever you want to call him, Simon and his pockets, because I have a feeling he carries everything he has and that he's worth in his pockets, is out on the ATL Miami streets. Ladies, if you need it, you know he got it. I'm just saying, just don't let him see your phone. Don't give him any passcodes. Don't let him know your birthday. I don't care how much he says he wants to send you flowers. Don't give him your birthday. Don't, when he starts on the first date, so tell me about yourself. Where are you from? Don't tell him the city you grew up with, because you know those are the security questions. Have you ever lived on these 3 streets? Don't tell him the city you grew up in. Where are you from? Write it. Don't tell him the street you used to live on. Don't give any identifying information that can be used to open a line of credit. But otherwise than that, girl, do what you got to do. Listen, you know what they say. Put a flag over his head and say you did it for your country. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Get that money, right? Just get that money, because Simon has let it be known that's all he is worth. Simon has let it be known that is what he feels comfortable giving. And Simon has let it be no. A scammer going scam, 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 scam. Just keep your phone covered. Watch what you say. Don't give him any identifying information. If he asks what your maiden's name is or what your mom's maiden name is, why do you need to know that, sir? May I ask? Literally. And make sure that when the bill comes, right? When the bill comes, don't even fake like you going into your purse, because you know Simon might be looking, trying to get those credit card numbers. I'm just saying. Listen, I'm just saying, this goes to Atlanta. Again, I feel good for Simon that he's living out loud, but I'm just saying for anybody that needs a quick come up, put a flag there. Say you did it for his country. Good old USA. Anyway, y'all. No, so the streets are saying that Simon, remember Fallon said he was like 62 and Porsha was like 59, and Fallon was like, how do you know how old my man is? The word on the street is Simon is actually 65 years old, which, to be honest, I don't think 65 is old. I know I clown Simon all the time. It's not the fact that 65 is old, because it's not. It's the fact that Simon wants to be 19. And I feel like if it was Freaky Friday and he could jump into Jalen's body or be Jalen's age, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he feels like so much was wasted on his youth, running scam to scam and getting deported and this and that. I feel like he wants to relive it again. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just sad. Long gone. Tisa, love your Simon voice. You're hilarious. Thank you, long gone. I appreciate it. It is important to note that I am the first man, Simon Luther King, with the first person to own a Spectre in Atlanta. First of all, how is that an accomplishment to anybody but 20-year-olds? I'm being serious. Like, sir, are you going to brag that your kid's on honor roll? Are you going to brag that your oldest daughter started speaking to you again? Are you going to brag that your daughter house burned down and nothing's too good for your little princess, and then you're going to give us a tour of the house you actually got them? Are you going to care about anybody outside of yourself instead? But you know what? This is going to be good TV. I think Porsha might have finally met her match. Because at the end of the day, Dennis wasn't going all in because that was the mother of his children. Of his child. Dennis wasn't going all in. And, him and Porsha actually had something at some point. It's going to be a good season, y'all. This is going to be a good season. Listen, shout out to Simon Luther King, the first man in Georgia, I think, to be sued by NetJet for $1 million and also unsuccessfully sue the government for trying to scam them into citizenship. Shout out to Simon Luther King. May his freedom ride keep on going. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.